Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
Thanks for joining us here for a special edition of 4 News Now. The 2025 NBA Finals, they're all even after a bounce-back Oklahoma City win tonight. And we do have Sports Director Jack Wallace here at the desk on a breakdown from an electric Game 2, Jack.
Well, it wasn't as wild as that tremendous Game 1, almost buzzer beater, but it was pretty close. The OKC Thunder hosting the Indiana Pacers for Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Indiana up 1-0 in the series, and they're hungry to swipe another road win. Indy by 1 early in the first quarter. LeGuent's Dort hitting the 3 for the Thunder. Crowd roaring, Lou. OKC in front. Later in the quarter, Obi Toppin getting the rock way out in the corner. Pacers tied the game up. Toppin had 5 threes in Game 1. But second quarter, Thunder now up by double digits. Pass over to TCU legend Kendrick Williams under the cup. Look at that pass to Chet Holmgren. Former Zag with the far better outing tonight. That dunk brings the lead to 15. Later in the half, Andrew Nimhart, Pascal Siakam, Aaron Nesmith in the corner drilling the one-footed 3, 11-0 Indiana run. But in the second half, Isaiah Hartenstein, look at this man. He's over 7 feet tall, and he's falling. He's chasing, passing. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander slowing it down, though. Great ball movement. Alex Caruso, he's open. The defensive specialist cashing in on the other end. Oklahoma City in full control. Fourth quarter might be the play of the night, though. Miles Turner, watch out below, a posterizer to bury the rock, but it won't save Indy. SGA with 34 points. He leads the Thunder to a 123-107 win. So now that we're all even after 2 games, we got to catch up with the players on the performance. Stick around in Main Sports later on in the cast for a listen into the post-game vibes. Jordan, back to you.
We are looking forward to that, Jack. Thank you for that. Sorry, we had a very warm weekend, might be the understatement here, the weekend, but that heat only going to keep rising here. Our weather team has declared the next 2 days weather alert days. So Jason Valentine joins us now. And Jason, what do we need to know here?
Well, we need to know that the heat is definitely going to be on. You saw a pretty good preview of it today. Just a gorgeous evening. We've passed sundown, but what a spectacular day. Hope you're able to get outside and enjoy, and I hope you wore some sunscreen while you were at it. So we do have alert days for Monday and Tuesday to start your work week. We have a heat advisory throughout all of our areas. Now, throughout the heat advisory for pretty much central and eastern Washington and northern Idaho, we're looking at temperatures between the mid-90s to even some triple digits. Now, we shouldn't be seeing triple digits for our regions, but still, very hot temperatures are on the way. Now, chances of rain, we are staying dry, and we're starting to get into a little bit of danger with the dryness out there. We didn't have enough rain for our spring. The good news is for the Inland Empire, there is no wind expected for tomorrow and Tuesday, so fire danger isn't going to be raised, but we do have red flag warnings in the state of Washington. I'll get to that in my full forecast. But we do have hope that in our 10-day moisture, we do have a little bit of a chance, an above average chance of seeing some shower activity. So hopefully that does come through. So for our evening planner, we are looking free and clear. Your morning commute tomorrow should be gorgeous. And we are looking at highs in the lower to mid 90s for tomorrow. Record-breaking heat Monday and Tuesday, and we're above average all week. I'll get you and your family prepared in my full forecast that's coming up.
All right, Jason, thanks a lot. Hundreds of law enforcement personnel are continuing the search for the Wenatchee man wanted for the murder of his 3 daughters. According to the Chelan County Sheriff's Office, searches have been conducted on the forested areas, rivers, and many of the buildings where 32-year-old Travis Decker was last known to be. We learned last night that roadblocks will be removed on Icicle River Road because of the Sheriff's Office saying there's no credible threat in that area. The U.S. Forest Service was also told it can reopen the Enchantment area. And on Friday, Governor Bob Ferguson officially stated that he is, quote, tapping emergency funds and ordering Washington National Guard resources to support the search for Travis Decker. At the request of the Chelan County Sheriff's Office, we will be providing helicopter transportation for law enforcement as they search in remote areas. Court documents say Decker was researching how a person relocates to Canada and job opportunities in Canada. Again, if you do see Decker, do not approach him. He is considered to be armed and dangerous, and you should call 911 immediately. Be sure to download the 4 News Now app and turn on push notifications to get breaking details about this case sent straight to your phone. Spokane City Council is weeks away from voting on ordinances aimed at addressing homelessness and to clean up the city. But many downtown businesses and organizations feel these plans don't go far enough to address the problems specific to downtown. Hunter Bertram breaks down this downtown conflict.
In May, the city introduced Home Starts Here, a plan to address homelessness. It includes several citywide ordinances set for a vote on June 16th. These ordinances, if passed, would alter laws on illegal camping, pedestrian interference, and sit-and-lie regulations. However, many downtown businesses argue that these ordinances don't account for downtown's unique characteristics compared to the rest of the city.
The idea is recognizing what is different about downtown, recognizing that there is a need for this specific area to be treated in a different way.
This letter sent last week from Downtown Spokane Partnership and its partners are urging the city to amend those ordinances, asking them to set up a downtown hospitality zone with special stricter rules and penalties for blocking sidewalks, encampments, and drug activity compared to the rest of Spokane.
And we have to now more than ever be intentional, be purposeful, and make sure that we're creating an environment that can continue to power our region forward for many years to come.
A big concern for downtown businesses and these home proposed ordinances, the wait period for homeless encampment citations. According to the obstruction ordinance, a citation is issued 7 days after a notice is posted, a time frame downtown can't afford, Emily Cameron says.
Looking at how do we create expectations so that the sidewalks, public right-of-ways are free, open, and accessible for all to enjoy, because we've spent a lot of time and investment in creating public sidewalks that are prioritizing pedestrian activity.
A letter sent back to the Downtown Spokane Partnership from Mayor Lisa Brown reads in part, the mayor's team is carefully reviewing DSP's request about a hospitality district and developing some ideas of the city's own. Also that the mayor's team is continuing to execute downtown-focused initiatives that Mayor Brown believes strengthens DSP's and Spokane's shared goals. You can find these letters on KXLY.com. In Spokane, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
Now to a deadly house fire in Coeur d'Alene this morning. Fire crews from Coeur d'Alene Fire and Kootenai Fire responded to a house fire near 15th and Elderberry Circle. They were able to put out the flames and rescue a woman from inside. That woman was rushed to Kootenai Health but ultimately died from her injuries. According to the investigators, the cause of this fire was accidental. Still ahead here tonight, for the second year in a row, East Valley's Veronica Garcia won the 2A girls 400-meter race at the State Track and Field Championships. But as a transgender athlete, her victory once again shrouded in controversy. Garcia sat with our Marissa Rio for a one-on-one interview. Her message to the community in a special report coming up after the break. Plus, details on the skydiving plane carrying 20 people that crashed in Tennessee this afternoon. Details on their conditions coming up.
And folks, we've been dealing with heat all weekend, but it's going to be turned up even more as we get into Monday and Tuesday. We do have weather alert days scheduled. I'll get you and your family prepared in my first alert weather forecast that's coming up on 4 News Now Special Edition.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
4 News Now's Get Outside Guide is brought to you by Click It RV.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
A penny saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
It's Operation Dads and Grads this week at both Cal locations, where you can get an extra $500 for your trade-in, plus delay all payments for 60 days, and enter to win a Traeger grill this week at Cal.
Whoa, this Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming.
Hey, honey, how's the Wi-Fi?
It's booming.
Kids?
Booming!
Booming!
Streaming peas!
Oh, pizza booming.
Hey, oil guys!
Booming!
Set founders!
Booming! The Wi-Fi is booming!
Boom! Booming!
Wi-Fi!
It's really booming.
Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best equipment with unlimited data included, all for one price for 5 years.
The Wi-Fi is booming!
Watch this. It's all 100% real.
Witness what happens to this woman's bags under her eyes in an actual time lapse in just minutes. Nothing has been doctored or tampered with. The very real problem will disappear before your eyes and hers with a revolutionary topical formulation that works in just minutes, and the effects will last for hours and hours. Over 1 million people are using this topical technique to visually reduce puffiness and bags. It works on sagging jowls, even fine lines and wrinkles on the face and forehead. Introducing Plexiderm. In just minutes, you can restore and beautify your face, even look years younger. And the look will last all day or all evening.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm just in love with the mirror right now.
Jump on board and say yes to this amazing $14.95 Prove It Plexiderm trial. You'll see why our customers describe Plexiderm with 3 words. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Order right now. We'll pay your shipping. Operators are standing by.
What's for lunch this summer? For kids who rely on school meal programs, the answer is not enough. Donate to the What's for Lunch food drive at Yolks locations throughout June to make sure all our kids get enough to eat this summer.
This is the moment East Valley High School's Veronica Garcia won the 2A girls 400-meter race at the State Track and Field Championships in Tacoma for the 2nd year in a row. But as a transgender athlete, her victory once again sparking controversy, with many questioning her place in girls' sports. We've covered this debate extensively since Veronica won the state title last year, hearing from both sides, even from Veronica herself. Now, as she prepares to graduate, she's closing this chapter. Marissa Rio met with Veronica to hear her reflections about track and the criticism that came with it.
As soon as you get on the line, the adrenaline's rushing.
That adrenaline pushed Veronica Garcia across the finish line, defending her state title in the 2A girls 400-meter dash.
I think I was just happy. I'm like, I did what I accomplished. I did what I came to do. It's like, it's my senior year, and I'm proud of myself.
As a transgender athlete, what Veronica pushed through goes far beyond the track. Her wins have placed her in the middle of a nationwide debate.
I think sometimes, there's a little bit of fear.
When Veronica won this year, there were cheers, but there were also boos and signs of protest. Some athletes wore shirts reading "Keep Women's Sports Female."
I do generally think the WIAA should have stepped in to just tell them to remove the shirts, like turn it inside out or something. Because, especially considering, it's like there were all females at that race.
And while much of the attention was on the controversy, Veronica says this year was more positive than last.
I had strangers coming up to me and were telling me, good job, and I was like, I did not expect that.
Getting to this point, though, wasn't easy.
Especially this year has been a bit of a, more of a mental game.
Since her win last year, districts across the state have called on the WIAA to change its policy that allows transgender athletes to compete in girls' sports. And earlier this year, President Donald Trump signed an executive order banning transgender athletes from women's sports, creating a clash between state and federal laws.
For a while, I kind of had like a bit of a sort of a meltdown in a way, because I'm like, am I not going to be able to go to practice anymore?
In the buildup of the season, she didn't know how this year would go.
Part of me was like fearful until I showed up back to practice.
Finding support from her coaches and reassurance from state government, Veronica returned to the track. Whether it's coming from here in the stands or online, Veronica has had to face vitriol head on. She hears the noise. It's shaped her final year of high school. But Veronica says she's more than the labels others choose to give her.
I'm an innocent person, I'm a kind person. I'm gentle, and just to portray me as a monster is just, I can't believe it, I guess.
While she's ran her final race as a high school athlete, Veronica hopes the WIAA continues to allow transgender students to compete with the girls.
A lot of fear is going around, and so taking away an opportunity to play sports with their friends, it's just going to worsen things.
As she prepares to graduate, she has no plans to compete in college. So as she closes this chapter, she reflects on what it meant to keep going.
I think it's also an example of human perseverance and grit and will.
But was running through all of this scrutiny worth it?
I'd say it was worth it. I think the one thing that I want to leave off with people is just don't be afraid with who you are. I mean, there's obviously going to be some fear with it, and that's reasonable, but I would also say, you know, try not to let it overcome what you enjoy.
In Spokane Valley, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
All right, Marissa, thank you for that. Still ahead here tonight, 2,000 National Guardsmen arrive in Los Angeles at the order of President Trump as protests over ICE raids ensue. The latest from LA and what the governor is now saying. Coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
You probably have a few things lying around collecting dust, right? Why not donate them to UGM thrift stores? Your donation isn't just stuff. It's hope for those facing homelessness and addiction. Some items go straight to our shelters to meet pressing needs. Others are carefully prepped, priced, and placed in our stores, awaiting a new, loving home. And every dollar provides meals, safe shelter, and other life-changing services. Whether you donate or shop at UGM thrift stores, you're making a difference right here in the Inland Northwest.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
A penny saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
If you want to shine this summer and say goodbye to that winter weight, then this is the perfect time to join Move Fitness for almost $1 a day to get your body sculpted for the swimsuit season.
Welcome to Walker's Furniture's 45th anniversary sale, where we're celebrating by offering savings up to 45% off.
Or get no interest financing for up to 5 years.
This week at Walker's.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Ready for takeoff!
Because we know your house is more than a home.
Whoa!
It's where their dreams take flight.
Hey, Dad!
And when you feel protected, your family can dream fearlessly.
How's it going, Captain?
A-OK.
Bundle life and save up to 25% on home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks. Toyota has the best resale value of all brands according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
4 News Now is brought to you by Shriners Children's Hospitals.
Welcome back. Here's a live look at the podium. It's a lot calmer now, but earlier today, downtown was bustling with 2025 grads and their proud families. And we do want to congratulate all the 2025 graduates from all of us here at 4 News Now. Indoor graduation, definitely the way to go today.
100%. When you graduated, what'd you do right after? Do you remember?
Yeah, we went to Red Robin.
Oh, perfect.
And that's still, I mean, Red Robin, top tier restaurant. I'll stand by that forever. So that was where I wanted to go.
Excellent.
How about you? What did you, do you remember?
This will date me. We went to the theaters to watch Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
89. It was May of 89. It was a while ago.
What a year.
What a year. Let's take a look outside. What a day, Jordan.
Agreed.
Just beautiful conditions out there. And folks, we're going to continue to see them as we're moving along into Monday and Tuesday. But they are alert days. So do take precautions. Also, when it's hot in the summer, if you have some elderly friends who live alone, just check in on them. See if they're doing okay. Maybe they need a fan. So just kind of keep an eye on your neighbors. So beautiful conditions as we're heading into tomorrow. More sunshine is on the way. So the heat is on. Yes, record heat very likely tomorrow and Tuesday. Cool down into our next weekend. We are staying dry, though we could use some precipitation. So we have a heat advisory. That is tomorrow. It starts around noon until Tuesday evening. We also have an extreme heat watch for Moses Lake and Wenatchee. Now, the upper tier of the heat is in the triple digits. We do expect triple digits for Tri-Cities, Moses Lake, Yakima, Wenatchee. Our areas are going to stay right around those mid-90s. Also, a red flag warning for the Tri-Cities, Yakima region up to Wenatchee. They're going to see some breezy conditions with low humidity, so fire danger will be elevated. Red flag warnings are for emergency officials to know that the fire danger is heightened. So just be aware there's a little bit of fire danger in the central part and southwest of our state, or southeast of our state, excuse me. So high temperatures, we are 96. Spokane region tomorrow, our record was 93. So we are going to be breaking the record tomorrow if that does come. The record for Tuesday is 90 degrees, looking at 93, but then a steep drop down to 77 to upper 70s as we get into our next weekend. But still, that is about 5 or so degrees above our average for this time of year. So we're getting quite the summer preview, just about 2 weeks away, a little under 2 weeks away from the actual season hitting. And temperatures following this coming week, they're going to be more on the average side. So it looks like we'll continue with those upper 70s, lower 80s as we get into our next week and more into the middle part of June. So clear skies right now, and they're going to be clear for the next couple of days. So as we move into tomorrow morning's commute, just plenty of sunshine. Same for Tuesday, same for Wednesday. So plenty of sunshine is to be had. Right now, 85 for Spokane, 82 in Coeur d'Alene. Hotspot looks to be 91 in Moses Lake, 90 down in the Tri-Cities. A slight change, and we're going to see another slight change tomorrow in our heat as we just keep on warming up. Winds, not a factor, thank goodness. As I said, some breezy conditions for the Tri-Cities, Wenatchee areas. That's why they're going to be seeing the red flag warning. Our regions, fire danger isn't going to be too elevated despite all of that record heat. So 96 tomorrow, 93 by Tuesday. Still very warm. That's about 15 degrees above our average on Wednesday. Then we cool back down, but still very nice and unseasonably warm conditions for this weekend. But that really shows how hot tomorrow and Tuesday are. Again, those are both alert days. Be very careful. Use sunscreen if you're outside. Stay hydrated and stay cool.
Absolutely. Drink plenty of water tomorrow. Jason, thanks for that. To Los Angeles tonight, thousands of protesters clashing with police outside the Metropolitan Detention Center after a number of federal immigration raids. Tensions escalating on the ground here. You can see LAPD firing canisters and pepper spray at the crowd, who was told they must leave the area or face arrest. The department labeling the protest outside the detention center as an unlawful assembly. And up above here, you can see an aerial view of the scale of these protests. Protesters pushing back against President Trump's aggressive immigration policies. In response, President Trump has activated 2,000 National Guardsmen to California over the weekend. The first time since 1965 a president has deployed the National Guard to a state without first consulting its governor. ABC's Catherine Falders has the story.
Tonight, protests escalating into conflict in Los Angeles as the Trump administration's aggressive deportation efforts spark fear and outrage across the country. For the second consecutive day, angry crowds clashed with law enforcement following a series of ICE raids that drew condemnation from local leaders.
You cannot just come into the community and terrorize citizens the way you did.
An ICE raid in Paramount today devolving into chaos. Dramatic aerial footage showing protesters blocking a bus carrying officers. Police in riot gear dispersing crowds with flashbangs and tear gas. The FBI vowing to find people they say threw rocks at law enforcement vehicles. And in New York, video showing this man, which the Department of Homeland Security identified as Joaquin Rosario Espinal of the Dominican Republic. Authorities say Espinal resisted arrest following the dismissal of his immigration proceedings. He and another woman who allegedly assaulted an officer were arrested, authorities say, despite interference by members of the public. The Department of Homeland Security calling for an end to the violence against ICE officers who they claim are facing a 413% increase in assaults when carrying out arrests. The tensions reaching a breaking point just as Kilmar Abrego Garcia arrives back in the United States. The 29-year-old Salvadoran man from Maryland became a symbol of Trump's immigration crackdown after the administration admitted to mistakenly deporting him. The government of El Salvador agreeing to his release to face charges. Abrego Garcia, now the subject of a 2-count federal indictment. Those charges stemming from this 2022 traffic stop in Tennessee, where Abrego Garcia was pulled over driving an SUV with 9 other people inside.
He's hauling these people for money. You got an hauler is what he's doing.
The Department of Justice alleging Abrego Garcia was part of a human smuggling ring responsible for transporting drugs, weapons, and migrants, including MS-13 gang members. His attorney called the charges preposterous, and his wife had previously denied he had any affiliation with the gang.
And this week, the U.S. has watched the public meltdown of an alliance that helped President Trump win the White House. Tech billionaire Elon Musk is speaking out about the president's key legislative agenda, the so-called One Big Beautiful Bill. The rift between Musk and the president turned personal when Musk called for the president to be impeached, saying he wouldn't have won the election without him. Musk then posted this explosive accusation on X, linking the president to Jeffrey Epstein without any evidence. By Friday night, the president seemed ready to turn the page.
Honestly, I've been so busy working on China, working on Russia, working on Iran, working on so many things. I'm not thinking about Elon. You know, I just wish him well.
The president has threatened to cancel Musk's estimated $20 billion in government contracts. Sources say Trump told allies the outbursts happened because of Musk's alleged drug use.
8-ounce Gatorades are 4 for $5. 12-ounce Red Bull drinks are 3 for $8. Get a Heinz picnic pack for $5.99. Best Way's 16-foot pool is just $329.99. And Yakima Bates Rooster Tail 6-pack is just $11.99. Plus save in the bonus zone on Werner Jerky and Dawn Dish Soap. Save store-wide through June 16th with Buy Mart's latest savings book.
Hi, I'm Demola, CEO of Red Lobster. It's a new day, and we're making changes we think you'll be happy with. For starters, we're bringing back some fan favorites.
Hush puppies.
Yep, they're back. And there's plenty under 20 on the menu. Plus, happy hour $5 drinks and appetizer deals. One thing that won't be changing, these Cheddar Bay biscuits. We got that right the first time. Welcome back.
When you bring your case to the advocates, you pay no fee unless we win.
No unanswered questions.
No regrets.
No sweet-talking insurance adjusters.
Just the assurance that we'll fight hard for your win.
And no fee until that happens.
Exactly.
More Americans choose ABC News, America's #1 news source.
Welcome back. Hundreds are without power in Spokane on a Sunday evening here. As of right now, 664 inland power customers, about over 33,000 customers are without power. A majority of the customers are concentrated in North Spokane. Inland power crews currently making emergency repairs. There's no information as to what caused this outage or when power might be expected to be restored. Something we'll be keeping an eye on there. Tonight, multiple people airlifted to the hospital after this skydiving plane crashed 60 miles south of Nashville just minutes after takeoff. Police say the plane was carrying 20 people when it came plunging down in Tullahoma, Tennessee around 12:45 local time. Flight trackers showing the 58-year-old plane going in circles just before the crash. The plane badly damaged, the tail there ripped off, and parts of the plane littered across the field just 1,000 feet from the end of the runway. Crews rushing to the scene, airlifting some of the victims to the hospital, while others were treated on site. A new study published in the Journal of American Medicine Association found up to 32% of dementia cases in older adults may be tied to hearing loss. The study found hearing loss affects the brain in various ways. When you're struggling to make sense of what people are saying, it puts a strain on your mind. The areas of memory and critical thinking aren't being stimulated. Elaine Backman, a hearing specialist with Belton Hearing Care Center, says hearing loss can happen gradually.
Any hearing loss is something you'd be concerned about. Even a mild loss, and this is a study through Johns Hopkins, a mild loss can double your chances for risk for dementia.
A really interesting finding there. There are ways to mitigate chances of dementia. According to the National Institutes of Health, hearing aids reduce the rate of cognitive decline in older adults by almost 50%. She says getting a hearing test around the age of 50 is a good idea unless you experience other changes. Doctors could soon rely on AI to scribe notes during your next appointment. After asking for a patient's permission, doctors can use an AI tool on their smartphone to record the conversation rather than having the doctor do that simultaneously, typing notes while talking to the patient.
We should be focusing on the patient, their symptoms, and the diagnosis, thinking about that, spending 80% of the time thinking about the patient rather than 80% of the time documenting.
And once complete, within seconds, the AI scribe is able to come up with a complete summation of the visit. Dr. Tang says all of the conversations recorded with this technology are automatically deleted within 14 days. Still ahead here on a special edition of 4 News Now, take a trip down to the racetrack for this year's Festival of Speed. Why racing enthusiasts say this is a fast-paced adventure that you do not want to miss.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
Bathfitter showers have got people talking. Our wide selection of showers means it's exactly what we wanted. Seamless and watertight walls are much easier to clean than tiles and grout. And they stay in excellent shape. Every Bathfitter shower is backed by a lifetime warranty. And with thousands of 5-star reviews, the experience exceeds expectations. It's no wonder millions of Bathfitter customers love their new shower. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
It's Walker's Furniture's 45th anniversary sale, where you can buy like friends and family with savings up to 45% off.
Or get no interest financing for up to 5 years.
It's a great time to save at Walker's.
It's Operation Dads and Grads this week at both Cal locations, where you can get an extra $500 for your trade-in, plus delay all payments for 60 days and enter to win a Traeger grill this week at Cal.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin night and day. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now I have Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some taking Rinvoq felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events. Infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your dermatologist about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
Thanks so much for staying with us here on this special edition of 4 News Now. We have got some hot days ahead here in the Inland Northwest. Are you prepared? Jason Valentine is here to let us know how long this heat wave is going to stick around.
Yeah, and grab that sunscreen. It'll sneak up on you.
Yes, it does.
Especially for the next 2 days. Let's take a look outside. Just beautiful conditions as we are well past sundown. Hope you've had a wonderful weekend, everyone. Hope you stayed safe and stayed cool. Again, 82 right now. My goodness, it is what? It's past 9 o'clock and it's still 82 out there. It is warm, and we do have an alert day for Monday, tomorrow, and Tuesday. Heat advisory throughout all of our areas. We're going to see record-breaking temperatures for most of our cities, if not all, for the next 2 days. We aren't going to have much wind. That is a little bit of the good news. That doesn't elevate any fire danger, though we do have red flag warnings in part of Washington. I'll get to that in a bit. So chances of rain, we are going to be staying dry, at least until the weekend. But there is some good news in the following week, not this week, but the week after. We do have a chance of seeing a little bit of precipitation coming into the northwest, and that would be very helpful. We didn't get our allotment of rain really during the spring, so we're at a bit of a deficit. So hopefully that does come on in. Let's take a look at our evening planner, and ooh, it is gorgeous, and it is going to be clear overnight. Overnight lows just going to be touching the upper 50s. That's how warm it is, and we should see an even warmer low, if you can call it that, as we get into Monday, late into Tuesday. But plenty of blazing sunshine, and I had to change the graphic. We don't usually have temperatures in the 90s by 1 p.m., but we do tomorrow. So record-breaking temperatures for all of our areas. Let me get you and your family prepared for all of that. That's in my First Alert weather forecast coming up.
A scorcher coming up this week, Jason.
That's right.
Thanks for that. Well, tomorrow, Washington Governor Bob Ferguson is making a stop here in Spokane to celebrate the continued support of the North Spokane Corridor. Drivers in North Spokane have waited decades for the North Spokane Corridor to be completed. Construction of the freeway made possible through a funding package called Connecting Washington, which prompts an 11.9-cent gas tax. The Washington Department of Transportation says it hopes to complete the project in the early 2030s. It was a sunny weekend on the racetrack for the annual Festival of Speed. Vintage car racers gathered from all over the region to compete in the Quilispe racetrack near Northern Quest. Today was the end of the three-day weekend event. Racers say they are already planning next year's trip. Mary Sheridan took a ride on the track herself to get a better feel for the community's need for speed.
Cars from generations ago coming to life on the racetrack for the weekend.
We have cars from 1948 to the year 2000 racing in groups together, and we're doing it in Spokane.
The Society of Vintage Racing Enthusiasts has put on the Festival of Speed for 12 years. And while the cars are racing for first place, Seimer says this event goes far beyond the competition.
It's about being out here, you know, having fun, and in a way trying to recreate what this looked like in the 50s and 60s.
This is Ted Herb's 9th season vintage racing, but his first year with his camper.
It's just beautiful here at night. You know, like when the track goes cold at the end of the day, it gets super quiet and peaceful.
But during the day, it's far from peaceful.
All right, and so I'm here with Fred. He's offered to take me for a ride on the racetrack. What are we driving in today?
We are taking out a 1949 Ferrari 166 Barchetta. This car is a phenomenal car. It's really, really fun, lightweight, fast, and in its day, it was really high tech.
All right, let's hit the road.
All right.
It's got the speed tires. Every corner you go into, it's slipping a little bit as you brake. It slides a little on every bump that's around the corner. And as you accelerate out, it's very easy to spin the tire.
Today, the car could fetch millions, but Fred says the feeling of driving it down the track is priceless.
The exhilaration of the speed is probably the number one thing. The other thing is just to see everybody else and how they enjoy it.
And while the vehicles are a blast from the past, these racing enthusiasts are looking for ways to expand their community in the future.
It's just great to be able to share these cars, and it's fun to see so many other people that do the exact same thing. They just come here to share the cars and enjoy the speed.
In Airway Heights, Mary Sheridan, 4 News Now.
Oh my gosh, wow. Mary wins. She gets the coolest story of the week. That was incredible. Well, we've got a lot coming up here. This is the first year of the Sovereign partnered with Meals on Wheels, so a portion of proceeds from the Festival of Speed are going to help fuel housebound seniors in Spokane County. Sorry, that was a mouthful. I can barely read at this hour right now.
I just would say that, Mary, you are braver than me, because I would have been quite scared to be in that car that fast. But
yeah,
love the story. It's all about speed in sports as well tonight. That's how the fastest NBA Finals game went, with the Thunder running away with the dub. Catch what OKC had to say on their impressive bounce-back win, coming up right after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Now, playing your favorite games at Northern Quest could be the start of something big. Big as in a new Chevy Silverado 2500 heavy-duty pickup. It's our $120,000 payload payday. Just play daily to enter, and you could win your choice of a new Chevy Silverado or a truckload of cash. But then how would you haul it home? You'll figure it out. The $120,000 payload payday, only at Northern Quest.
For over 25 years, Dr. Arvind Chaudhry and Summit Cancer Centers has remained true to 3 core values. 25 years of coming together to develop the most complete and personalized treatment plans available. 25 years of providing the most advanced treatments and non-invasive radiosurgery in the country. 25 years of taking you on a healing journey from diagnosis to recovery.
And we are not stopping there. We will continue to offer the most comprehensive cancer treatment in the Northwest.
Summit Cancer Centers. Integrated, innovative, inspired.
It's a brave face we put on. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. Don't want to be any trouble. But you know, sometimes we're not fine. Because getting older isn't all smiles and birthday parties. Sometimes it's facing the fact that we're human and we're aging. And you know what? That can be pretty hard. If you need a little support or just want to talk to someone, 988 is here for you. Anywhere, anytime. Call 988.
LeafGuard customers tell us their old gutters did damage from the roof to the foundation, even the basement. That's why they installed LeafGuard, the only seamless one-piece rainwater management system with a clog-free guarantee. We can bring our factory on wheels to your home and in most cases install LeafGuard in a day. LeafGuard has earned the Good Housekeeping seal 20 years in a row. Put the ladder up and install LeafGuard and take advantage of the $99 install sale. $99 installation on a complete LeafGuard system. No monthly interest for 18 months until paid in full. Or receive a $250 Visa gift card with purchase. And if you call during this program, you receive a free $50 Darden restaurant gift card with your free in-home estimate only from LeafGuard. Why don't you call right now for these special savings? It's simple. Call the number on the screen or check us out at leafguard.com. Let me keep your gutters clean forever.
Beat the heat. Always water before 10 a.m. or after 6 p.m.
Well, what a game. What a response from Oklahoma City to even the NBA Finals through 2 games here, Jack.
It's just so impressive from the Thunder, and big shout out to former Zag Chet Holmgren.
Oh, yeah.
We listened to him here yesterday, about what he wanted to do better after a lackluster Game 1 performance, and he, right over there, and the rest of OKC, especially MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, will prove that tonight.
The NBA Finals are tied at 1 game apiece.
Mike Breen has it right. An emphatic reply in Game 2. Oklahoma City whittled down Indiana through a death by 1,000 cuts. Just a few more rebounds, 1 fewer turnover, a few more made shots. The Thunder were just enough better than Indy in every facet tonight, earning them their first finals win since 2012 and their first Game 2 win ever since relocating from Seattle in 2008. SGA scored 34 points. That, combined with his 38 in Game 1, earns him the most total points in any player's first 2 finals games in NBA history. And he spoke with the media post-game after the big win.
It goes without saying, like, to make it this far into the season, it's going to take supreme level of focus to reach the ultimate goal. And they're a display of that to the highest form. Like, they play a full 48 minutes, and you can't just throw the first punch. You got to try to throw all the punches all night. And yeah, that's what we did. We threw enough punches tonight to get a W.
Thunder and Pacers meet in Indianapolis on Wednesday night at 5:30. First time the finals have reached Indiana since 2000. Seattle Mariners are desperate to end their 4-game losing streak with a win at the Los Angeles Angels today. Randy Rosarena hit deep to right. Julio Rodriguez going from first, now rounding third. Helmet flying off. He's going to home. 1-0 M's. 4th inning, Taylor Ward, no doubt about that one. It is gone. 2-run homer. The Angels now take their first lead. Top of the 5th, Jorge Polanco for the Seattle Mariners. I almost said Twins. Bloops in the gap in center left. Used to be a Twin. Rosarena scores, and we're tied at 2. 2 away now. Donovan Solano now delivering. 2 former Minnesota Twins. That's what I was thinking. With the big plays, an easy run is in. Seattle a 3-2 lead, and they will close out a win at last. No sweep. Mariners on top. Spokane Indians are also needing a win today over the Hillsborough Hops to avoid a series loss. That nice hit past the shortstop sends home Charlie Condon. Check out this sweet slide. Look how effortless That's pretty nice. 1-0 Indians in the first. And off a weird hit to second, Brendan Wimmer is tagged out, but 1 run scores anyway, so it's 2-0 Spokane. How about Connor Eaton, though, on the mound? There's a beautiful strikeout to keep up a solid start, but Ryan Waldschmidt blows up this hit. Everybody knows this one is gone. The 3-run shot off the netting brings the Hops their first lead of the game, 4-2. Third inning, ending pretty dramatically. Check out this amazing slide by Jesus Bugarin. He tweaked his wrist on that, too. You can see him shaking it there. Fantastic defense. Wimmer would get some revenge at the plate for his earlier tag out. This hit to right gets Condon and another run. Indians trail 4-3. They were down 8-6 entering the 9th. Watch the dramatic ending. We're going to have it on 4 News Now night side. A crazy one there with the walk-off. So a much better day for the Indians and the Mariners. It's the first day that the 2 won together since May 31st. I was at that Mariners game, but it's been a painfully long time, but got it now.
It's hard to believe with how hot the Mariners started the season. So
it seems to be the story every year is what I've heard, but it's but they're getting there. Win today was helpful.
Hopefully this kickstarts them out of that slump there, Jack.
Hope so as well.
Thanks for that. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Satay Bistro, Coeur d'Alene's culinary extravaganza of American fusion dining. From our extensive wine cellar to our unforgettably decadent menu, we'll move your experience beyond ordinary to the extraordinary. Satay Bistro, just off the 4th Street exit in Coeur d'Alene.
Obvious enough. The DQ sauced and tossed chicken strip basket is tossed in your choice of honey barbecue or new buffalo. That means layers of flavor from the top, bottom, left, right, inside, outside, and everywhere in between. Delicious from every angle. That's the sauced and tossed chicken strip basket, available in honey barbecue or new buffalo. Hurry in and try them today, only at DQ.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
A penny saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Satay Bistro, Coeur d'Alene's culinary extravaganza of American fusion dining. From our extensive wine cellar to our unforgettably decadent menu, we'll move your experience beyond ordinary to the extraordinary. Satay Bistro, just off the 4th Street exit in Coeur d'Alene.
4 News Now is brought to you by Shriners Children's Hospitals.
Hey, welcome back. There's a brand new adventure spot within a couple hours of Spokane here. Fishing, kayaking, or just taking in the sights. And tonight, Dare for Adventure, we take you to the newly built Medellin Falls Portage Park on the Pend Oreille River.
We're at the Medellin Falls Portage Park. This is a day-use park for the community and for visitors to Medellin Falls. It's called the Portage Park because what we have is a portage trail, which allows people to portage their kayaks or canoes around Medellin Falls during times when it's not safe to travel through there. Kalispel tribe, they used to portage their canoes in this same general area en route to the Salmo River in British Columbia where they used to do fishing. was an informal park before, and we've completely redeveloped it with parking, pit toilets, picnic areas. This site's been designed to be accessible per American Disabilities Act standards, and so trails here are paved, relatively flat, accessible to both of the viewpoints. North viewpoint that looks down the Pend Oreille River, and we have a southern viewpoint that looks over Medellin Falls and upstream at the river. This site is within a historic district. Concrete building behind me was actually the entrance to a powerhouse, which is located on the right bank of the river. It's since been flooded after we installed Boundary Dam. Great place for visitors and the local community to use. Turned out pretty amazing.
Boy, a great place to get away for just a couple hours there, Jason.
Yeah, absolutely. And during these last few days, would have been perfect, but, you know, protect yourself.
Right.
Always remember, some people, I've heard from numerous people, I was outside for just a little bit and I got a sunburn.
I was one of those people.
Well, I didn't want to name you.
Yeah, I know. I know. Said the quiet part out loud.
Yeah, well, okay, fair enough. But just protect yourself, especially for the next 2 days if you are outside at all. Good Sunday evening. Hope you had that wonderful weekend. Clear skies. Goodness gracious. 82 right now in Spokane. We are at 922 right now, folks. It is hot. 76. Starting to cool down a little bit in Coeur d'Alene. So the heat is definitely on. Record heat expected for all of our cities, if not most of our cities, tomorrow and Tuesday. Cool down into our next weekend, and it is staying dry. So we do have a heat advisory, pretty much a wide swath throughout all of our areas for northern Idaho and to eastern and even central Washington. Now, for Moses Lake and Wenatchee, they have extreme heat watch, so they're seeing a little bit hotter temperatures. So this heat advisory, it's going to be tomorrow afternoon until Tuesday evening. We do expect to see temperatures in the mid-90s to the triple digits. Now, the triple digits are going to pop up Tri-Cities. They expect 104 tomorrow. Moses Lake, Yakima areas. Looks more like the 90s, mid-90s for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene and the surrounding areas. So, but there's also a red flag warning. That's only for the Tri-Cities, Yakima, Wenatchee areas due to some breezy conditions and low humidity there. So that means fire danger is elevated. The good news, our areas are not having those breezy conditions. So 96 tomorrow for Monday, 93 for Tuesday. Should see records broken there. The record tomorrow is 93, so very good chance of it. And then it just dives down to 77. But just to give you a good example, 77 is still about 5 or so degrees above our average for this time of year. That just shows how hot it is going to be for this time of year, Monday and Tuesday. So we're getting quite the summer preview, less than 2 weeks away from summer itself. So temperatures the week following, we are looking at more average temperatures or just slightly above average. So that means more upper 70s to lower 80s. So these 90s look to be just a bit of a spurt for the time being. So clear skies out there for Spokane, and they're going to be for overnight into your commute tomorrow morning. Look at this, just ample sunshine. So hope you have your sunglasses, and again, have protection for yourself. Starting to cool down a bit in our area, 64 already in Sandpoint. Hot spot Moses Lake at 88, Pullman at 69. Tomorrow, though, ooh, it is going to be hot. So the 24-hour difference, around 5 degrees for some of our areas. Expect similar change into tomorrow. And again, light winds so far, and we do expect to see light winds, especially for the beginning part of our week. And again, that is good news. We're avoiding fire danger, at least for right now, for the Inland Empire. So 96 for tomorrow. Again, should be 3 degrees above the old record, breaking records Tuesday as well. 87, still quite warm for your Wednesday. Then we cool back down a bit, moderately into our weekend, but still well above our average. So folks, take care. If you have an elderly friend, please check in on them tomorrow and Tuesday. Make sure they're doing okay. 4 News Now special edition. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
In a world where life moves too fast, one place brings us back to what truly matters. Memories aren't made in traffic jams or office meetings. They're made out here, where the road leads to adventure and every mile is a story waiting to be told. R&R RV, we don't just sell RVs. We fuel your journey with expert service and a passion for adventure. Because the best moments in life don't fit inside four walls.
How would you describe the skin on your neck as you age?
So here's what people don't tell you. Once you turn 50, your neck starts to get wrinkles.
Extra skin here. Very bad crepey neck.
Finally, there is a cream that targets the crepey, loose skin on your neck. It's called Decladerm. In as little as 2 weeks, you'll feel your neck become smoother. And in just 4 weeks, you'll start to see visible results. Decladerm combines the strength of 2 clinically tested wrinkle fighters, retinol and bakuchiol, delivering a mega boost of collagen-supporting ingredients that restore the look of firmness to the neck and décolleté area. In just 2 weeks, 87% of the participants in our clinical study said that their neck and chest felt smoother. By 8 weeks, it was 100%.
I noticed right away the skin tone. It was like so smooth and almost just erasing all the years of lines, creped skin.
Try Decladerm for only $19.95 plus free shipping. Visit Decladerm.com or call the number on your screen.
AAA asked me if I would change my name from Sir Mix-a-Lot to Sir Mix-a-Lot. I said, why would I do that? They said, you're more than just a rapper. You're a car collector. You're a businessman. You're an inventor. Just like AAA is more than just towing. They have awesome travel advisors and insurance agents. And they got 3 A's in their name. Maybe I should change my name. Give me 3 A's. Mix, A, mix, A. When I say mix, give me 3 A's. Mix, A.
It's all about the person that's leaving this world, but it's equally about the family. We don't know how to handle certain situations, and hospice can come in and train us.
Takes a special person.
Yeah, I said, you are amazing at what you do. And she said, this is a calling, and I love what I do.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm going to change gears. If you love the heat this weekend, you're going to love Monday and Tuesday. We're going to be looking at record highs tomorrow for your Monday. 96 is going to be your high, or at least around that. And again, just another reminder, we have an alert day for tomorrow and Tuesday. Heat advisory, record-breaking heat throughout our areas. And for our friends down in the Tri-Cities, Yakima, we actually have a red flag warning tomorrow and Tuesday, so fire danger elevated there. A lot going on. Stay cool if you can.
Absolutely. Some good advice there. Hey, stay with us here for Nightside. We've got a lot more coming up at 11.